Conversations live at CamQuest 2024.
Hey kids, what time is it?
What time is it?
It's Community Conversations time.
Community Conversations time. That's right. From the beaches of South Florida to the hills of Tennessee. From New York to Hawaii. Tell your friends that Community Conversations is about to inform the next generation with news, without fear, and educate them without opinion.
And a warm South Florida and Costa Rica welcome to all of you.
This 1-hour forum deepens connections, and it provides discussions on a range of topics including social emotional issues, improving relations with law enforcement, post-secondary education, careers, health and wellness, politics and race, inclusion and equality.
Focus on an initiative. Case in point tonight, you all were speaking about gun violence. Since I've been growing up, that's been a thing, especially living here in Florida.
Community Conversations, where it's all about highlighting the talented youth in our communities and the great things that they are doing.
In terms of encouraging women's involvement in civil rights activism.
Community Conversations.
Hello, it is now 7 p.m. I'm Denia Strawn.
And I'm Rakia Bowers.
In a pleasant South Florida and spring break, welcome to all of you. As you can see, I'm not dressed for the part today. For my spring break wear. Yes, I do. And welcome back to this edition of Community Conversations. Tonight, we are back home, coming to you from the Amazon Hub Studios in downtown Delray Beach. Before we go on, let me please apologize for the spotty reception. Last week when we broadcast from the Elks Lodge, yes, we had very bad Wi-Fi, not good. We had unpreventable background noise, which made it difficult to hear parts of the show. You, however, did not miss the interviews with City Commissioner-elect Angela Burns and Ms. Patrice Durden, as we are making attempts to reschedule both to a day when they can be with us in the studio. Well, if you know someone who should be hanging out with us, please take a moment and call or text them and let them know that Community Conversations is on.
If this is your first time hanging with us, over the past 3 years, we have broadcast from the state's only Black-owned golf course in Palm Beach City. We came to you from the penthouse overlooking the Atlantic Ocean in Miami-Dade County of Surfside. And a few weeks ago, we were at Pompey Park for the Go Red event.
Yes, we were. And if you may have known, we have a new guest with us. Could you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Rakia Bowers.
Yes, she is new with us today, so we want to welcome her with us to our new seat. So thank you for being with us.
We are committed to ensuring you the latest local news about youth, wherever it is about them doing great things in school, on the athletic field or court, or even in the house of worship. We want to highlight the positive things young people are doing in our community. Remember, it is good news. No news is too small for us to cover.
Yes, it is. Here at Community Conversations, we take full advantage of remote technology to engage the next generation with news that will inform without fear and educate without opinion.
Some stories we have today is that proof that Taylor Swift doesn't forget. The superstar singer left a blank space in the audience of last week's performance, Arizona's concert, and reserved it for now 13-year-old Isabella McKeon. 5 years ago, Isabella was supposed to see Taylor during her presentations tour, but a fire pit accident landed her in the hospital for 9 months, with burns covering 65% of her body. So while she couldn't see Taylor Swift on stage in 2018, Taylor saw her in the hospital with no media or entourage in tow, and learned that the superfan Isabella used Taylor's tunes to calm herself down during the 3 tortured hours, causing bandage changes. At the time, Taylor promised Isabella's tickets to her next concert, which is the now happening Eras Tour. Her team made good on that promise in decision last week. Last week, the Note 9 Florida Atlantic Owls punched their ticket to the Sweet 16 appearance in history. On Thursday night, they reached their first Elite Eight after upsetting the Tennessee Volunteers 62-65 as their Cinderella story continues. The Owls used a 20-40 run over 6 minutes and change into the second half, full away from the Vols. And though Tennessee tried making a run at the end, some clutch buckets for FAU cemented half their spot in the next round. We have some video footage provided by our own Mr. John, who was the team as they planned in New York tonight.
Well, it's a packed crowd, I see. I'm sure he's enjoying his time there. One of the deepest teams in the tournament from the start, FAU, saw all but one player of the 9 that stepped foot onto the court and scored at least 2 points. 3 players reached double digits, with Jonell Davis leading the way. Both teams played sturdy defense, but FAU's was better. They distributed players from Olivier Namakaho, 2 of 9, 6 points, from getting good shot-ups. And the Owls used it to their advantage. The Owls had to beat number 8, Memphis, in the first round before getting tested by number 16, Fairleigh Dickinson, in the second round after their historic upset over number 1, Purdue. It's a feel-good video, if ever there was one. 5 high school students in war-torn Ukraine were on Zoom calls with the president of Dickinson College in Carolides, Pennsylvania, where he announced that not only they had been accepted for the fall semester, but that their entire 4 years would be paid by the Dickinson alum and philanthropist Samuels. The real estate developer set up a $2 million scholarship fund and earmarked it specifically for students from Ukraine. The fund will cover tuition, textbooks, room and board, travel, health insurance, and a monthly allowance. The 5 recipients were left speechless and in tears. That's great. But most of all, they said it was grateful.
A history dance continues for the youth. The University of Miami's women's basketball team advanced to its first Elite Eight in program history after the number 9 Hurricanes upset number 4 Villanova 70-65 on Friday. The Hurricanes have overcome each obstacle the bracket has presented in the year's NCAA tournament. They overcame a 17-point defeat against Oklahoma State in the first round. They stunned number 9 Indiana on a late jumper by Destiny Harden in the round of 32, and they protected a big lead while facing the nation's leading scorer in Villanova's Maddie Siegrist. And now, for the first time, they are one of the 8 teams left standing. The Miami Hurricanes men's basketball team will play against the Houston Cougars later on today for their tournament.
Well, it would be that time for Mr. John, Mr. Ceron, but unfortunately, Mr. Ceron isn't here with us. But we'll still continue on without him, though. And he won't stop us. Yes, he would. Anywho, we would like to wish a big birthday shout out to Frankie Pierre-Paul, Anthony White, and Jean Marcelli from all of us here at Community Conversations.
If you are a college graduate and are seeking a paid internship at a Fortune 500 company, we may have a gig for you at the companies such as State Farm, Walmart, and the Congressional Black Caucus. Contact us at 561-665-0151. A huge thanks to all the adults, parents, grandparents, educators, and responsible community servants who work every night, hang out with us to share ideas and instill value in us. The leaders of tomorrow, we hear from you from the streets, and we get your texts and emails. We value your feedback. You are indeed contributing to our community as our mentors. And for that, we say thank you. A warm shout out to one of our team mentors, Ms. Suzette Franklin, Ms. Kitty Luden, Mr. James T. Thomas, Mr. Dion Jefferson, Mr. Terrell Kane, Ms. Jessica Wire, Ms. Priscilla M. Willingham, Mr. Ted White, Mr. Roy Jenkins, and Ms. Nastasia Dillon. We thank you for investing your time in us, and guests, we do not want to take your time for granted.
If you may not know, we are coming to you from the Amazon Studios in Delray Beach. If you are hanging out in the area, you may have time. Just stop by and stick your head in and say hello. You never know, you may receive one of our gift cards that we are giving away tonight. So you don't want to miss that. Say hello and come by. If you are a survivor of COVID-19, we need to hear from you. We want to document the personal struggles brought on by the coronavirus pandemic. We are seeking survivors to be a part of our discussion on an upcoming show. So go ahead and call 561-665-0151 for more information.
This segment is brought to you by Stewart and Shelby Development, which has been providing quality construction services for private clients, businesses, and various nonprofit agencies throughout Palm Beach County since 2006. The partners have more than 75 experience combined in the construction industry and have been a major contributor to the development and contracting industry in South Florida for 30 years.
Wonder if you have a TikTok video. Wonder if you have one for today.
In my hood, they ain't really much to eat. Popeyes on the corner, McDonald's right across the street. All this talk about guns and the drugs, pretty serious. But look at what they feeding y'all. That's what's really killing us. Please change the food in my school, make it good. Get that fake food up out of my hood. Hope the message not misunderstood. Grow and cook your own food, yes you could. Got the little homies in the garden, got the big homies selling collard greens in the north side. Ain't starving since community cooks been on the scene.
Screaming hot Cheetos and Takis, boy, you better eat your broccoli. Fake food is kinda lame, putting poison in your brain. Need more people at the club, popping bottles of that water, dabbing on that fast food. Pulling veggies out the garden, I go hard, I eat good, and I put that on my mama. Eating healthy school lunch, and that's where the Miss Obama. Drinking water, living longer, no processed drama. Call me.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Very. Some talented kids right here rapping about vegetables, which is very unusual, but it's unique. Several of you have been sending us videos that you felt are funny. And sometimes some of them are actually hilarious. So we decided to share some of them with you. If you come across a video you think will give a laugh from Mr. Ceron, send it to us at 561-665-0151. You might just win a free $50 gas card, courtesy of John Peters State Farm Insurance. As usual, we lead this segment from the Small Fries during their famous affirmation.
Small Fries, do the affirmation.
The affirmation. I will go to college. I will succeed. This is my promise. This is my dream.
Let's hear that again.
The affirmation. I will go to college. I will succeed. This is my promise. This is my dream.
One more time.
The affirmation. I will go to college. I will succeed. This is my promise. This is my dream.
Very talented. That was good, small fries.
Hello, friends. As you know, we have been asking you for your old and discarded music equipment for more than a year. Thanks to J Sharp Band, we now have a full drum set and are in business. Now, if you are a drummer and looking for a side gig on a Friday night, please call us at 561-665-0151. The rewards will be worth your time. Again, thank you to J Sharp Band. If you have plans for this weekend, Rakia has an update from the Child Services Council Weather Desk. So what will the weather be like this weekend?
Yeah.
Hello, fans. As you kick off the weekend, brace yourself for cloudy skies and warm weather. If you're planning on venturing tonight, you can expect a generally clear sky with a low of 6 to 8 degrees. Winds will be out of the southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour, decreasing to 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy. The high will be around 88 degrees, where winds will be out the south at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow evening, you can expect partly cloudy skies and a stray shower of thunderstorm is possible. I apologize. Tomorrow will be around 70 degrees and the wind will be out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. The sun will rise at 7:19 and sink at 7:34 p.m. Sunday, there will be sunshine and mixed clouds with a high of around 87 degrees. You can expect winds coming in from the east at 10-15 miles per hour. Sunday night, there should be a clear skies with a few passing clouds. The low will be at 70 degrees. Winds are expected to come out of the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Sunrise is at 7:18 a.m. and the sunset will be at 7:35 p.m. Until next time, that has been your weather from the Child Services Council Weather Desk. Have a fun, warm, and safe weekend.
Students, would you like to polish your communication skills? If so, Community Conversations is the place for you. You will learn to record, document, and produce materials suitable for radio and television from industry professionals. Take it from me, English is my primary language, and I'm still practicing my English here on Community Conversations. You will also learn breathing techniques.
Far from perfecting it though.
I'm still perfecting it though. And to see Ryan's interrupting again, as you see. You will also learn breathing techniques and how to overcome your fear of public speaking, all while having fun. We are the only youth-run medium for kids, by kids, and about kids at NISA South Florida. And we have fun as we learn. Not to mention, Community Conversations is a powerful tool for telling and preserving the local stories about kids. Give us a call at 561-665-0151 or email communityconversationspbc@gmail.com to learn how you can be a part of the team. If you like what you are seeing, please let us know by liking us, sharing the page with your contacts, and send us a comment on both Facebook and Instagram. And now, let's hear from our sponsors.
Right now, delivering the things people need has never been more important. To all of our Amazon retail heroes on the floor, in the air, and behind the wheel, we want to thank you. We'll continue to do everything we can to keep you healthy, safe, and protected. The work you're doing means everything right now. Thank you.
Bring on spring with calculators that can help you color. Videos that get to the point and keep your projects on point. And a store that rings your doorbell anytime you need it. This is doing like never before. This is today's Home Depot. How doers get more done.
All across the United States,
families are paying too high a price to cover the cost of home.
Rent and home ownership costs are skyrocketing,
while wages are not keeping pace.
1 in 6 families are forced to make impossible choices
between safe homes,
nutritious food,
healthcare,
access to good schools, or reliable transportation.
Which would you choose?
Which would you choose? No family should have to pay more than half their income for a place to live.
Habitat for Humanity is taking a stand.
Habitat for Humanity is taking a stand.
I am taking a stand. I am taking a stand. We are committed to find solutions and create policies
that allow for people to meet their most basic needs.
I believe that no matter where they live or how much they earn,
every family deserves a chance to thrive.
Join us.
Ayúdanos.
Join us.
Join us.
Help make the cost of home something we can all afford.
Facebook page on YouTube. As usual, shout out to our friends in the Bahamas, Belize, Canada, Costa Rica, Jamaica, Japan, St. Vincent, Tobago, to the UK, and the US Virginian Islands. Please remember to share our community conversations on your social media pages. If you missed the show, you can find it on KOP Mentoring Network's Facebook pages. And while you are there, do us a favor and follow KOPMN Facebook, please.
If you are watching us live, or even if you are watching one of our community conversations rewind episodes, take a moment and type your city in the chat so we can give you a shout out to your city. You never know when we may broadcast from your city, and you may get a tank of gas courtesy of John Peters State Farm Insurance. So the question is, should students be allowed to change their gender identity at school without parental consent or even the objections over parents? We want to know your thoughts. If you would like to be a part of our discussion, just call 561-665-0151. And now, let's head over to Maui, Hawaii, where Tiara Marcy will introduce the next segment. Tiara.
Here at KOP, we believe that leadership training prepares youth to manage their time, work in a team setting, set goals, start conversations, facilitate meetings, and make effective presentations, all of which are positive life skills that they will carry into adulthood. Please direct your attention to our friend, Mr. John Maxwell, for our Leadership Minute.
Good thing when I can look at others. The greatest sin probably in the world and the greatest downfall of mankind is pride. Hi, John Maxwell here. Welcome to Minute with Maxwell. I would suppose in the human race that pride has got us into more trouble than anything else. I love history, and so I study it some, and on my trips I always am on tours learning more about it. And one of the things I've learned about war is the fact that war is an issue many times of pride, even more than cause. And there have been some pretty mindless, worthless wars that have gone on because two leaders had an ego and a pride that just basically wouldn't let them back down from each other. There's a positive pride, and that's just the pride in things that you've accomplished. But it's a negative pride if you think that you've done it by yourself. See, pride becomes wrong when it's all about me and what I've done, and I become wrapped up in that, and I become lifted up and become arrogant. Pride is a good thing when I can look at others and point to them, and with pride say we did this together and give credit to others. The problem with pride is it seldom lets us admit our mistakes, and it almost always causes us to take all the credit. Not a good thing. Glad you joined me today on Minute with Maxwell.
Well, Mr. Ceron is now back with us, so we'll get back to him. And it is now turning now for Mr. Ceron by himself, I guess.
When I move my body just like this, I don't know why, but I feel like freedom. I hear a song that takes me back, and I let go with so much freedom. Freedom, I'm gonna get, 'cause it's my freedom.
So, but anyway, I am just so happy to be sharing the seat, the stage, the podium, the microphone with Miss Bowers herself. Well, good evening.
Good evening.
Wow, girl, you know, I'm just tickled pink right now. It's been, folks, it's just a joy for me to see, you know, you see Neil, and you see Denaya, and you see all the rest, Didi and all them all the time. But to be sitting here with Rakia Bowers, this is just a delight for me. Rakia grew up in my Sunday school class, and all these weeks and years I've been trying to get her on community conversation, and I guess, not sure what happened, she decided to stop by tonight to see what we're doing. And Denaya, knowing Denaya, just threw her in the seat. And you hear, so what do you think about it so far?
It's good. I like it.
It's good you like it. What do you like about it?
I like that you don't have to do perfect. Like, you have to put your best effort into it. And as long as you have fun.
Okay. You're at Carver now, right?
Yes.
You know, Dr. Bryce watching, your principal is watching, and I'm sure you're one of your greatest fans. Miss Willingham is also watching. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Huh? Yeah, they do watch community conversations. You go back to school on Monday, you're gonna be a celebrity on campus. Well, it is so great having you with us tonight, and sharing the spotlight with you, sharing the seat and podium with you. Great. As you heard, Mr. John is in New York this weekend for the March Madness, and who would have thought that FAU, right here in our community, would rise to the position where, who knows, they could end up being our next NCAA champions. I certainly hope they become, victorious in their quest. I shared with Ms. Franklin earlier that I got chills when John sent me those photos earlier, and I read the script which says that they were advancing to the next level, and the thought of a former coach, legendary football coach, who also served in the athletic department program at FAU, Howard Schnellenberger, how he'd be so proud and pleased just seeing where this team has come today. He passed a few years ago, but he's not here to witness this. But you know, I'm just so happy to see this. All the best, Brother John. Can't wait for you to come back. There's so much we need to talk about. But let me just say, beware of the blob, a massive amount of seaweed so big that it can be seen from space is floating across the Atlantic Ocean, and it's making a beeline for the Florida beaches, and they call it sargassum. You ever heard of that? Sargassum. No. It is 5,000 miles wide. Yep. Wider than the United States, Denaya Strong. How wide is the United States? Do you know? Okay. What's the difference between a pony and a horse? Do you know?
That is 2 times larger. Yeah, 2 times larger.
We went to a horse farm today,
2 times larger.
and they told them that. What was that?
It's 2 times larger. So I got
And how wide is the pony? How do they measure the width of the pony?
the widthers. It's not. I don't start with.
So you weren't paying attention.
I
That's
was
good.
the widthers.
Okay. How many gallons of water do they drink a day? A horse
10.
drinks a day?
10.
10 gallons? Okay. You were awake then, huh? Okay, that's fine. Anyway, this seaweed, this massive seaweed is wider than the United States, and it stretches from the coast of Africa to the Gulf of Mexico. That's a wide area. Right now it's on track to reach the Sunshine State in July. But it's already washed ashore in parts of Mexico and the Caribbean islands. According to the latest news report I saw, it says the seaweed is pulling up in Barbados, and it's about 5 to 6 feet deep, requiring about 1,600 dump trucks. 1,600 dump trucks a day to clean up the mess. Wow. Think about jobs. That's jobs for weeks. No, months, not years. And this sargassum, though, is naturally occurring and quite beneficial to sea life. But the good is gone when it hits the sand. Then it begins to rot, and obviously there's an odor to it. Yeah. It's not harmful to humans, but can ruin plans for a nice day at the beach. So tell me about dog lovers. What about them?
Dog lovers. There is a new leader of the pack. According to the American Kennel Club, the French Bulldogs is now the favorite dog breed in America. Dethroning the Labrador Retriever, which spent 31 years...
Actually, they dethroned the Labrador Retriever. That's a type of dog, Labrador Retriever. So they dethroned them, which means they were the leading dog species. They took the title away from them. So let's start from the top again. Neil, erase that. Let's go. So we have a perfect clip. Let's start from the top.
There is a new leader of the pack. According to American Kennel Club, the French Bulldog is now the favorite dog breed in America, dethroning the Labrador Retriever, which spent 31 years as the top dog. The last decade has seen a rise in popularity for square-shaped, flat-faced, pure breed known for its distinctive back ears and short-haired, wrinkly clothes. It climbed from 14th place a decade ago to the number 2 spot in 2021. The Frenchies ladies' time in the limelight has not come without controversy. Some animal rights experts, as well as veterinarians, warn that some types of bulldogs could be predisposed to breathing problems and urge owners to do their homework on the best way to care for their pet.
Mm-hmm. All right. What else is happening in the news? What did you do for your spring break?
For my spring break, I didn't really do anything.
You didn't do anything for spring break? But last week you told me that you were busy, too busy to come to community conversations. So what's been occupying your time so?
I've been reading.
You've been reading?
Yeah, I've been doing
reading?
like Reading Plus.
What's Reading Plus?
It's like an educated for language arts class.
Okay. So you enjoy reading?
Sometimes.
Or you're forced to read?
No, not forced, but it depends on my mood.
Depends on mood. What do you mean your mood?
Like if I'm in a calm mood, then I would love to read.
Okay, so you read when you're calm. But when you just don't want to be bothered.
Something like that.
Okay, is that how learning goes these days? When I feel like learning, I read. When I feel like learning, when I just don't want to be bothered, I just don't.
That's what some kids are like.
Gotcha. So, when you're home, talk to me about Mary Alice. When you're home, does she get under your nerve?
Yes.
She does. Okay, so no reading can take place at home, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, what do you want to do when you're in your career aspirations?
I want to be a pediatrician.
Pediatrician. Same here. Who's that saying same here in the peanut gallery? Oh, Dee finally showed up.
Really?
Oh, finally showed up. Oh, okay. So Dee want to be a pediatrician. So do you know any pediatricians?
No.
Denaya, people are telling me that they can hardly see her. So can you adjust the camera, please, so you can get more of her? They said they've seen too much. Oh, too much of me. I know they see too much of her. You need to come more towards me. So there you go. Oh yeah, I can see myself on TV now. That's good. It's even better. Thank you. So you want to be a pediatrician? What inspired you to want to do that?
I love helping kids and it just seems fun.
You love helping kids. How are you helping kids now? You're in 8th grade now, or?
I'm in
7th. You're in 7th grade now. So how are you helping kids?
If they're sick, I'll try my best to make them
okay. If they're sick, you try to help them. So you give them Tylenol, aspirin?
Aspirin?
Well,
not really. Drinkable medicine.
Okay, got you. I'm just asking. You say if they're sick, you want to help them. So when someone gets sick, first thing comes to mind is, want to play doctor with them or nurse. Okay. Well, look. See, Denaya and Neil's trying to tell me now my time is up. I got to go. But look, you know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to take this bad boy out. So where were you guys in the show so far? You were at, I know Maxwell. We already did Maxwell, right? And we did the weather. We did the cinematographer. Okay, well, our cinematographer is Neil Nosansky Noel, who these days, he just whispered in my ear earlier that I think he's on his 20, how many scholarships now, Neil? He's on his 22nd scholarship. But if you're watching us live, or even if you're watching us on Community Conversations Rewind, take a moment and type your city in the chat, or we can give you a shout out. Okay, shout out to Boynton Beach. Who cares about Boynton Beach? Okay, shout out to Boynton Beach and Lake Worth. Okay, Palm Beach County, Pahokee, Miami Shores. Wow, Miami Shores in the house. Good. Waukegan, Illinois. Chicago, Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis in the house. Okay, see. Well, thank you very much for listening. Okay, so this the cinematographer and engineer. I'll say the big word for you this week. Next week, cinematographer. Those are those guys over there who work the camera. Okay, what about us? Houston, Texas. No, it's Houston, but the way you spell it is Houston. No, she said Houston, Texas. Houston. That's what happened with Texas type. Houston, Texas. Detroit. Chillicothe, Ohio. Wow. They're not on spring break, so that's why they're watching. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you for chiming in. And as I said, the cinematographer and engineer behind tonight's show, I think is Neil. I heard him, but I see Dee over there working, so I'm not sure where Neil is. And he is a proud product of KOP Mentoring Network and ATL High School, and soon to be a Florida State Seminole. Still can't make up his mind, because last week he said that he wanted to be a Florida, exactly, wanted to be a Rattler last week. And this week he wants to be a Seminole. So he keeps flip-flopping, whoever gives him the most money, obviously. Define Past Community Conversations. Okay, so he plans to go to Florida State for 2 years, then be a Rattler for 2 years. Okay. He likes the marching band. Okay. Find Past Community Conversation. Who knows? Find Past Community Conversation Show. Visit our YouTube channel and type in KOP Mentoring in the search bar.
That will do about it for this week's edition of Community Conversations. Please join us again next week when we will have another dose of news by and about what young people are doing both in community and around the world.
Wow, remember to tell your friends about Community Conversation. And I just can't say, I'm looking at the clock, it says 7:40, which means we'll be out of here in 20 minutes before 8 o'clock. This was a rough week for me at camp. I fell asleep in here early and Strawn had to wake me up because they beat me. They ran us ragged this week. But I don't know, you surviving? Or you survived it?
Yeah.
Look at me. Hey,
my money.
That's all right.
I still wait for the peach.
Oh, you did? Okay, that's good. Go ahead and like us, folks, and share us on your social media channel. Let us know what you're thinking. We hope you learned something tonight that will make a significant impact on your life. Young people and Miss Bowers, please tell your friends that there's no greater investment they can do on a Friday night than hanging out with like-minded peeps on Community Conversations. The only place you can come where you get Windy City Pizza on a Friday night. And sometimes we even have ice cream. Sometimes we have a band.
We had that today.
And we broadcast from all, there you go, thank you. Broadcast from all over. And sandwich too, as she said, Subway sandwich. Anyway, Checkers, I don't know about that. Students, are you considering a career in broadcasting, journalism, or just want to have fun speaking with people? Our Community Conversations team has a spot for you.
Community Conversations will prepare you for success in the broadcast industry. Learn from industry professionals in a live setting from the comfort of your home. You'll master the technique skills required to control equipment, regulate audio/visual tech quality, and produce programs for radio or television. You can build confidence as you build a portfolio to launch your dream career as a radio or television broadcasting technician. To learn more, call 561-665-0151 or email communityconversationspbc@gmail.com.
And let me just say, this is your first time. I applaud you because this is the first time reading the script. She was not given the script in advance. She just pulled it and put in front of the microphone, and you did a fantastic job tonight, being your first time. I'm sure your grandma will be so proud of you, and your parents will be so proud of you, because I am. Okay? Thank you again for our sponsors for keeping us going.
If you like what you saw here tonight and wish to support extraordinary work that KOP Mentoring Network does in our community, please like us and share our information with your friends and family media on social media.
Yes, thank you for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe, and share Community Conversations with all your friends and family. As we wrap up tonight's session, we leave you with this message.
Play kids are irreplaceable.
Oh, this world's a little crazy. Oh, you are mine.
Before we go, we would like to send shout out to.
Okay.
Before we go, we want to shout out our terrific Community Conversations fans teachers, starting with Mr. Van der Morf and his Dolphins at Cape Henry College in Virginia Beach. Miss Michelle and her Pirates at Clymer Central School in Clymer, New York. Miss Susie Mazek and
It's all right. I messed it up too. You did a good job.
Susie Mazek and her Koyas at Clark Middle School in St. John, Indiana. To California for Miss King and her Golden Stars at John I. Golden School in Etswanda. And Mr. Stone and her Squirrels at Laurel Elementary School in Menlo Park.
Speaking of Menlo Park, Mrs. Stone called us last week to say her kids love community conversation. They watch the show in class. Many of these folks watch the show. They're not watching live now. They'll watch it during a period in school, and they love when you give shout out to them. So let's say it one more time to all those kids that.
And to Miss Stone and her Squirrels at Laurel Elementary School in Menlo Park.
You guys rock.
Kids are irreplaceable, but 1 in 5 new COVID cases has been in kids. COVID vaccines prevent hospitalizations and serious illness in kids and others, even from the Delta variant.
Speaking of, we just got a text here. Great job on your first assignment. Keep up the good work. And they keep coming in. I don't want to tell you too much because you end up being like Neil. Okay, speaking of Neil, look, don't listen to what he tells you. Okay? Do what she tells you. Not Dee Dee, this one right here.
Me too.
Okay, Neil. Neil said if he's going to be training you, that's the only place you can learn. Okay, thank you. We know that. Anyway, have a great weekend, everyone. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook or YouTube. We'll see you back in the studios for Community Conversations next week. And this is when you just sit back and smile. And it's over.
Yay, it's over.
Thank you for tuning in for another amazing rendition of Community Conversations. If you like what you saw tonight, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with friends, families, and even acquaintances. Be sure to tune back next week for another amazing edition of Community Conversation.